trying to decide between the Momcozy M9 versus Air 1 wearable breast pumps, then stick around. In this video, I'm going to walk you through similarities and differences so you can decide which of these Momcozy pumps is best for you. So let's get started and take a look at one of the more obvious differences, and that is the design. So the Air 1 is marketed as an ultra thin wearable breast pump. Currently, the thinnest wearable breast pump on the market is around 20% smaller than the Momcozy M9. And what I love about both of these is they have this lovely teardrop design, but you will notice that the Air 1 is slightly thinner than your M9, so it won't protrude as much in your bra, which is really great for a lot of mums that really like the discretion. In terms of design, you also have one of the bigger differences between these two, that now I have stuck together, is the M9 pumps direct to a bottle. Now, this is a big plus for me for working mums. If you don't want to mess around with transferring your milk from the collection cup, you can simply just add a lid on and get on with your day. With the Air 1, it's the more traditional wearable breast pump design where it pumps into your collection cup and then you need to transfer this into your storage container. So that is one of the biggest differences in the design. Another one is you will notice that the M9 comes with a really handy LED screen. Now, I do love this for a quick glance when you are pumping. It just makes it really easy to track where you're at without having to open the app. With the Air 1, they have taken away the LED screen, so you only have the buttons. Both of these, however, do work with the Momcozy app. I do love the Momcozy app. There's so much functionality to it. You have additional professional modes. You have the ability to customize your pump session within it and create your own modes. You can have it so it's one pump, one side with a settings, and then change it over so the other side has different settings, or you can have them both running on the same. There's a lot of flexibility within the app, which I do love. And thankfully, both of these pumps do come with app integration. But as I said, with the LED on the M9, it does make it a little bit easier to use without the app. The Air 1, I really highly recommend that you use it with the app. Otherwise, it can get a little bit confusing to track where you're at. Okay, so suction wise, always one of the biggest ones when we are talking about a pump, especially wearables. Both really powerful. The M9, however, does have up to 300 millimeters of mercury suction strength depending on your setting, which is slightly more than the Air 1, which is 280 millimeters of mercury. Both have up to 15 suction levels and 3 different modes. So there's a lot of adjustability here, which is a huge win. On the stimulation mode, the M9 has slightly higher cycle speeds, so it's 62 to 90 cycles per minute. The Air 1 has a little bit more options there. It's 54 to 90 cycles per minute. So if you're somebody that responds to a slower cycle, the Air 1 might be a better choice. But again, that's really the main difference is only on the stimulation mode. In terms of expression and mix, they are pretty similar. Okay, so in terms of flanges, now you can see here, they are both quite similar. They both have this really nice soft silicone. I do love this because it really molds against your breast, which is great for getting that suction seal. with our pumping. Both are 24 millimeters. They both come with inserts 17, 19, and 21 millimeters. I will say though, the M9 does have the option for a larger 27 millimeter flange. So if you do need that larger flange size, the M9 is your better option. With the Air 1, you're limited to the 24 or lower. Okay, noise-wise, both pretty similar. I'll turn it on so you can hear the difference. The M9 is slightly quieter. And if we compare that to the Air 1, so they are both really quiet, a little bit of background noise, and you will not notice these. So the M9 is 42 decibels and the Air 1 is 45. So anything under 50 is considered a quiet wearable breast pump. Okay, so one of the next biggest differences between these two pumps comes down to the battery. The M9 comes with 150 minutes of runtime. So that's around 4 to 5 pumping sessions, depending on what settings you have. It is USB-C charged. The difference with your Air 1. So now this still has around the 150 minutes runtime. However, it comes with this awesome magnetic recharging case that will give you around 5 days of battery life or around 15 pumping sessions. So this, I really love this little carry case. It is so slimline, hard shell, great for protecting your pumps. It's all magnetic, so there's no need to hook up any cords. The case itself is a USB-C. If you don't want to use the case though, you do have the option for a magnetic charger. Now I do know some people do not like magnetics. So if you are one of those, then the Air 1 is not for you. There are several different magnetic components in this pump, so something to consider. The M9 doesn't come with a rechargeable carry case. It does though come with a hard shell carry case which fits everything in it. It is a lot larger, however, so again, portability wise, if I put those two next to each other, there is a large difference between the carry cases, if that's something that concerns you at all. Now, the last major difference between these two pumps is the price. Now, the M9 is definitely more affordable. It sits around the $160 mark. The Air 1 is coming in around $370. So it's over $200 price difference. That is a big amount of money for a wearable breast pump. So the questions that you need to start asking if the Air 1 is valuable to you is, how often are you using your pump? Are you going to get the value out of this rechargeable carry case? Is the benefits of that slower cycle speed? Do you prefer having the ultra slim design? Is that something that is going to be worth the money for you? One thing I didn't point out too about this design is it is really easy to see here when your nipple is in the pump. So I do love this from getting that nipple alignment. So again, just part of the design. They have thought about it a lot more in terms of usage and how it feels when you're wearing it versus your M9 where it's a little bit trickier. But is that going to be worth the additional price? For some, absolutely. For others, no. You might prefer to go with the M9. It's slightly more powerful, doesn't quite have the same portability, but you do have the convenience of the pump to bottle when you are on the go. Personally, I would choose the M9 if you're wanting that bit of extra power and budget is a concern. Choose the Air one if you are wanting the ultimate portability. Hope this video helps. If you have any questions, then please ask and I'll do my very best to answer. If you liked this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you are wanting to purchase either of these pumps, use my code PUMPINGMILK on the Momcozy website and that will give you 15% off. I will add those in the comments because grab yourself a bargain when you can. All right, cheers.